What's going on, everybody? Taylor May Hoops coming to you live and direct once again in Forney ISD in Forney, Texas. Today, have a very special show. Today, I'm bringing back a segment on my show I call Administrators Influencing Sports. And this is just a segment where I talk to administrators that have a love and passion for the student athletes or what have you. And also for my new viewers tuning in, because I know Dr. Terry will have some new followers, people checking in. Just tell a little bit about Taylor May Hoops real fast. We connect prospective student athletes with colleges. We identify, evaluate, promote, and provide exposure. And we also help in the recruitment process. So today, like I said, we have a very special guest on Administration Influence in Sports. We have Dr. Jusin Terry. He's the Superintendent of Forney ISD. Before I introduce him and start picking his brain on things, let me give his background. And he's a very humble person. He's gonna be mad at me for finding out all these things.
Yeah,
he's gonna be mad at me. But Dr. Terry's been the superintendent in Forney ISD since 2018. He's the 2024 Region 10 Superintendent of the Year. He serves on the Texas Teacher Vacancy Task Force and the industry-based certification committee. He also serves on the executive committee of the Fast Growth School Coalition. It was named the 2022 National School Public Relations Association Superintendent to Watch. And under Dr. Terry's leadership, Forney ISD has experienced phenomenal achievements, including the development of the OC, which is which we call Opportunity Central in Forney ISD, a great thing, one of a kind, where kids go and take college classes and gain certification, but also too, it's open to the public. That's what makes it very unique, where they have restaurants and stores and things of that sort, and that came to fruition up under the leadership of Dr. Terry. And he also has successfully passed 2 large school bonds, one which got me a pay raise, so you're all right with me. Well, hey, we're going to go ahead and get started. I have no other, the myth, the legend, Dr. Jusin Terry. How you doing, Doc?
Well, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me today. And I don't know about myth and legend, but man, I'll be happy to hang out and have a conversation with you. How about that?
Hey, how about that? I appreciate you. I appreciate your time, Doc. I appreciate you. Well, Doc, we're going to go ahead and let the viewers know what we'll be talking about today. Today, the objectives or points of conversation, Doc, will be your background and educational and professional journey, the importance you feel sports is in high school, and your support of student athletes. So my first question, a lot of people may want to know, Doc, where did you grow up in your educational and professional journey?
Yeah, athletics has been a part of my life since I, was a little guy. I actually grew up in a coach's house, and so my dad was a coach, and my whole life in Wiley, Texas, which is just a little north of here, and spent all of my life there in my high school career, and so I lived on a baseball field. No, don't worry. Okay. I got baseball in the background. My mom's side of the family, they were all basketball. My uncle was a basketball coach, and my granddaddy was coached at Tulane. So I love basketball too. They're from Indiana. They're from Indiana. So. But anyway, so I grew up in a coach's house. So I understand, the importance of and the value in athletics, because that was instilled in me every day. And so I went on and was blessed to move on after playing, athletics in high school, and moved on into college and was blessed to be able to play baseball at the East Texas Baptist University. And then coached there a year as well. And so. I said baseball, right? Baseball, yeah. Making sure. So, but and then moved on into and I was a head baseball coach in Mildred, Texas, after little tiny town. Got started there. I think everybody should start. Every educator should start in a small district, because you get to do a little bit of everything. Mow the lawn. Drive the bus, teach the class, and coach the kids.
I coached at high school.
Okay, well there you go.
I know about little one day. I had coached football, basketball, track, drive the bus.
You learned it all.
Yeah, I think I might have cooked the food in the
absolutely.
cafeteria.
That's right. No, it's a great place, great experience for me to start. Got to coach basketball there. I learned real quick that baseball coaches should never be in a gym because it's a little tight when you're yelling at an umpire, right? So no, I'm just kidding. But football, so small towns, you do a little bit of everything. So that's my background. I was a teacher, principal, assistant principal, central office. Came to Forney. And been here for 12 years now. I'm blessed to be the superintendent now for a while. So it's a great place.
Oh, no, it is a great place. Yeah. It is a great place. I was just telling the secretary, Miss Lynette, that I've been blessed to be coaching, in education for 23 years. And I'm not just saying this because I'm talking with you, but it's been, Forney's actually been the best place I've ever worked for. And working over, at Forney Learning Academy with Dr. Leach and John Garcia is just wonderful working with those guys. And people always get on me and say, hey, man, I bet you it's crazy working over at DAP. The best kept secret, the best job in the world, man.
No doubt.
No, it is, man. Because those kids has made mistakes. We all make mistakes.
That's right.
And the thing I always tell Dr. Terry is that they laugh at me. I'm very transparent. I tell them, hey, I made mistakes growing up. I said, but you know what? I said, but we didn't have cameras and social media like that. I said, we had cameras and social media. I may not be here talking with you guys.
It's all about learning from those mistakes, right? That's right.
Yes, sir. Well, hey, for everybody tuning in once again, guys, on Administrator's Influence in Sports, I have Dr. Jusin Terry, the Superintendent of Forney ISD, and we're just talking a little bit about his background in sports, what have you. Let me ask this, Doc. Have you always known that you wanted to work in education and become a superintendent?
No. In no way, shape, or form did I, think growing up that I was going to end up in the superintendent's chair. Like I said earlier, I grew up in a coach's house, so the influence of athletics was always a part of my path and my experience. So, when I was in high school, when I was in college, and I got the opportunity to coach there too, and I wanted to coach. I wanted to continue to be on the field or on the court or whatever it was, and the influence that you were able to provide kids. It is powerful and it's valuable, and it's amazing what coaches are able to provide for our kids. It is definitely a calling. There's no doubt.
Oh, it is.
And I don't think the hourly wage really pays what it should by any means. But it's worth it. It's worth it for what you take home. So.
It is. And Doc, it's just picking back on what you say. It's just having the impact that you have on kids. And the thing about it, through doing what I'm doing, I'm also fortunate enough, I interview also, ex-players, coaches, things that sort. And so I've had the great opportunity to interview some of my former players, what have you, still got relationships with some of them. And the thing about it, that's the most gratifying part of it, that I tell folks all the time, even though I haven't coached, just be going on my 5th year as far as on the court or what have you, I still wear that coach like doctor or what have you, because that's what it is, because some of these gentlemen are almost my age. I'll be 49, but some of these guys, when I first started coaching, I was young, 21, 22. They're like 35, 36. Grown men have families of their own. And the most ironic thing is that comes full circle is that, I go, to tournaments or what have you, evaluate players and things like that. Some of my former players' kids are now, I'm evaluating what have you. So when I do write-ups, things on them, what have you, sometimes I'll be talking to them and they're like, hey, my daddy say he knows you, whatever. You coached him, whatever. So that's what it's all about, man.
It really is. And you talk about that title of coach, and it just makes me think of my daddy. He was a coach his entire life, and but he was also actually prior to starting coaching, he was actually a professor, and he had his doctorate. And,
wow. Okay.
But he never would allow anybody to call him Dr. Terry. Because coach, he said, was always a much more respectful title.
Coach.
Because the influence that you have on kids, and that's what you're just sharing. Is it's almost you don't realize the impact that a coach really has on a player until they come back full circle.
Oh yeah.
And it's almost like the butterfly effect. It's kind of a ripple that just kind of continues, not through just that player who becomes a father, but then into their kids and what you instill in them. So. Athletics is a pretty powerful thing.
And we're gonna move on, but it's just one of the things that I just love, especially Doc, if they tell you that you had any type of impact or influence on them, that just I'll kind of make you choke up. I was doing an interview with one of my kids. He told me that he stopped me. He's like, hey coach, before we get started, I just want to thank you, for what you. I'm like, man, I say, hey man, you gonna make me have to say cut and what have you, man, get all emotional, man. But Doc, let me ask this, Doc.
Yes, sir.
Who are some of the people that had the biggest influence on you as a leader?
Well, ironically, I'll start with the first one, and that was my dad, because he was an athletic director and football coach, so I got to kind of watch him lead in that setting. My college coach was an incredible leader, taught how to be humble, but also and what humility really was in leadership, but also discipline. Which was something that I needed at the time. Probably a lot of us do at that age, right? And then I was blessed, and I always pass this on to anybody I talk to. Is once you get into your career and your path, I'd always challenge everybody to try and find a mentor that'll help guide their path from a career and leadership standpoint. So I was just super blessed along the way to have many superintendents that kind of guided me through my career. Doug Lane, John Fuller, you name it. Now I'm a superintendent. People like Flip, and I have the opportunity. Brad McCoy, and people like that still influence me on a daily basis, and what they pour into me from a leadership perspective. So always find somebody you can latch on to that has been there, done that, and can kind of help guide you down that path.
Okay. Yeah, my old coach told me the same thing. I know you probably know him. I went to Scotland. I played for the legendary coach J.D. Mayo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
he
Mayo
was
kid.
here last year. Assignment of basketball.
Oh, yeah.
2 years ago, I guess.
Oh, yeah. He still stays at Forney and supports North Forney, what have you. Matter of fact, his grandson did play for Forney or what have you. But, no, he always used to tell us, he said, hey, find somebody that's doing what you're doing that's successful.
That's right.
That's already successful at what you're doing. And, like you say, just be a shadow, be a sponge.
That's right.
So,
and you learn through those experiences. And, and again, whether we're 18 or whether we're 48, it doesn't matter. We're always learning from the mistakes we make sometimes.
You're going to bump your head a little bit, right?
That's right.
Well, hey, viewers who tune in, you can tell that I'm very, very excited to have Dr. Jusin Terrion, who's the superintendent of Forney ISD. We're just sitting here talking a little bit about his background and things that sort. Didn't know that you coach, but I'm gonna be honest with you, Doc. Technology, you can always find out about people, whatever. So when I was doing my research on you, I saw that you had your degree in math and kinesiology, and I was laughing at my wife. I said, I can't find anything for us about his coaching background and things like that. I said, but I bet you he coached baby. She said, why you say that? I said, because don't too many people major in kinesiology that don't want to coach or whatever, because that's what I was kinesiology, health education major. So I said, don't too many people. I don't remember nobody being, in our major, we taking classes, wasn't thinking about coaching or what have you. So I said, he probably, he's probably smart. He probably say, I'm gonna major in kinesiology, but his dad or somebody's in education probably told him, hey, get certified in the core subject. With that math, you could always find a job. So there you go.
I never actually got to teach PE. They always kept me in the math class, which was great.
Of course. So, a math teacher that can coach, come on, man.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. They coach.
I enjoyed it.
Well, let me ask this. You kind of spoke of it a little bit, and I don't want to be repetitive, but what sports activities did you participate in while growing up? I know you said baseball. Did you play them all, or just
no? Anything that had a ball, I was interested in it.
Okay.
And I've got 3 kids, and I couldn't get one of them to like a ball, so I don't know. Wow. I got one in percussion right now, though, and he's loving that. So there's a lot of
team band
there too. Yeah. So no, but I just anything that, like I said, I was on the field all the time, or court, or wherever, and so I played, all 3 major sports, baseball, basketball, and football growing up, and then, like I said, he was blessed to play in the college.
Oh yeah.
The lessons that you learn on the field are you can't replicate in any other learning setting.
Oh no.
There's no doubt.
No doubt about that.
That's why athletics is so important. No doubt.
It is. Well, let me ask this. You spoke of it, so and you already talked about it, but you said it played a big role in your life, sports did, but So exactly how important was it? I know you was a coach's son,
sure.
Grew up in the household. So how important was that for you? To be playing sports. Was it a situation, Dr. Terry, where you were doing it like a lot of kids may be doing just because you thought that's what you're supposed to be doing? A lot of times because that's what your household, or did you develop like your own passion for it?
No, I loved it. I really did. Whether my dad having me on the field or not had an influence on it, I'm sure I was. But I loved it. I ate, slept, breathed, athletics and baseball, and If I wasn't on the field, then I was collecting baseball cards or equipment or whatever. So it was always a passion of mine.
Okay.
And I think it's something about that competitiveness that a lot of us get attracted to, and I like to compete. Didn't matter what it was, and so. That probably was the thing that drove me into athletics, is the competition and the camaraderie, and the harder you work, the better you get. I think that's a lesson that I took away from athletics for sure. So.
Oh yeah. And I tell folks, man, I'm a little biased, for about sports, what have you, but I just think just as far as it just helps you in life, being able to work part of a team.
That's right.
Because any situation you're going to, Dr. Terry, you go work. You're not gonna work by yourself.
No.
You get what I'm saying.
That's right.
But even if you work at, there's nothing wrong with this. Even if you work at 7-Eleven, at 7-Eleven, it's still a team. You still have another worker, somebody that work there, or what have you. So that's the part about sports that I love, is that people that are non-sports people don't understand, whatever. It's that playing the sports just allows you to know how to work with people. It's also too, sometimes I tell people this, that you may not always get along or like the people that you work with, but if you have a common goal in mind or what have you, then it's okay. And you find that I bet you probably love all your teammates you play with, but for the sake of the common goal,
that's
and that's what it's all about. Same thing what we do. You may not always get along, agree, what have you, but you have to know how to, like you said, the humbleness that you talked about before, being a leader, that you got to know how to, get along with the team, know how to, facilitate that or what have you. So it's very important. And you learn that through sports.
There's no doubt. There's so many life lessons that just replicate right into, what you're going to do once you finally do hang up the cleats or the shoes. Like you said, that, working on a team, learning how to fail. Lose, and then bounce back. And you kind of mentioned this as well. Every job's got a boss of some kind. Every team had a coach, and you have to learn to even be subservient and serve, not just your team, but also your coach or your boss at that time. Work ethic, what a massive and powerful tool that is these days. That. I think is beginning to be lost a little bit, and it's one of the things as an employer, we're hiring people that want to work hard, and those are the skills I think that you take away from athletics. There's a lot of good life lessons.
Oh yeah, a lot of good life lessons, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Hey, once again, to the viewers tuning in, you can tell I'm very, very excited. I'm here with Dr. Jusin Terry. He's the superintendent, the head person in charge. Well, he's going to laugh because he has a team, but by title, he's the head person in charge here and what have you at Forney ISD. Just really appreciate your time, Doc. Let me ask this, Doc. We're going to transition a little bit. How important and what type of impact do you feel participating in sports has on the student athlete?
Well, we just kind of talked a little bit about that. The skill sets you walk away with is just you can't replicate it in a classroom. You can't replicate it in really, in my opinion, anywhere as powerful as you can when you're in an athletic setting. It's sometimes high stress. It's sometimes you're in a fatigued setting, and you have to figure out how to use those skills and manage those skills all the time at a high level. And so it's from a student athlete perspective, to me, there's those lessons that you're going to take off of the field and into life. Whether it's work ethic, like I was just describing, or whether it's how to collaborate and how to work together. Whether it's how to endure through hardship, whether it's how to de-escalate yourself sometimes when maybe that call didn't go your way. So we can go on and on and on.
Oh yeah.
And but it's something that you have to learn in the experience itself, and that's why I think that's one of those opportunities that kids have to really embed what they've learned. Sometimes when you're just hearing about how to do some of these things in life, it doesn't stick as well. But when you can actually experience it and have to make decisions in the moment, you're never going to forget those. They're memorable, and those are tools that those kids walk away with that make them better parents, better citizens, better leaders, better employees, you name it. So.
Oh yeah. And like you said, the kinesthetic part of it, the actually doing, because a lot of times in learning, because we both, teachers or what have you, but in the classroom, like you say, Doc, you make it sometimes mild-lit or whatever, because, everybody is a different type of learning. Some people visual, some people auditory. Right. But like you say, by playing sports, you get to take all of that because, like I say, if you're in practice, you visually watching or what have you. You listen, you're supposed to listen to the coach or what have you. But a lot of times in the classroom, we don't get a chance a lot of times to actually use those skills or what have you. But in sports, you can use, what coach is saying, you can use those things and what have you. So that's what I think is very, very important. So do you think that participating in sports in high school, do you think that adds to the young man or young woman's experience in high school?
Absolutely. One of the things we talk a lot about is this idea of engagement in the school setting. And whether it's in athletics or whether it's in the fine arts or whether it's in some other club or organization, that's a huge component to success. Your success academically, in my opinion. There's a lot of research behind that. But when you can have something that you look forward to doing every day that drives and motivates your academics, the tide rises your academics, your athletics, and all of it at one time. And so it is that partnership of a student and an athlete together. It's not easy.
No.
It's not easy.
No doubt.
And I have so much respect for those kids who give hours and hours and hours before school, after school. But some of the ones that I really hang my hat on are the ones that are also academians, and when they can do both, man, I tell you what, that's impressive.
Very impressive.
And it looks great on a resume, whether it's trying to go to college or whether it's trying to go to the pros or whether it's trying to be a great worker later on.
Or just get a job, yeah.
That's right.
Because and some reviewers need to understand, like you said, Doc, you just tell them a life skills that even if you participate in activity or sports in high school, even if you don't play in college, even if you don't go pro, what have you, you just having that on your resume, those are things that employers look for. You look for people that, they played, they participated in high school, did certain things because they're part of the team, that they get multitask.
That's a great point. Absolutely. And
you know what I'm saying, Doc?
There's a skill set that comes with that.
Yeah.
Even if you're the manager on the sideline or you're running the clock upstairs, the video camera, and just because you got a passion for it, just that connection with the team, there's a skill set that you walk away with that employers are looking for. They are. I am. That's right. So
it's something else I always just piggyback on what you said. Something I always tell my wife, and like you said, the research shows that most of the time the schools that are very successful in sports, the schools or the district is very, very successful in sports, 9 times out of 10 are very, very successful. If you look at them in academics. And so I always tell, sometimes, you get teachers who wouldn't understand that, would have, for this sports, I'm like, no, it goes hand in hand because the thing about it, I'm just going to be honest with you, Doc, a lot of times the players that I coach, just talking with them, even after they graduate, whatever, they'll tell me, they say, hey, coach, the only thing that motivated me to come to school was because of sports.
That's right.
Or what have you. So the thing is, now you got them in the building. Now we can teach them, we can wheel them in. But if you don't have them come to class, Doc, you get what I'm saying?
That's
so
right.
I always tell my wife that it goes hand in hand. Just name a few schools, like you look at the South Lake Curls, the one out football championship, but you look at great academic, they probably got an A or B rating. This came out for TA. Same thing with other places like Duncanville, places like that. And I said, unfortunately, a lot of times the schools that may not be, if you look at it, Doc, and I may be wrong, but the schools look at that may not be performing great or great academically, a lot of times you think about it, they're not doing great for is extracurricular activities,
That's right.
what have you, because people don't understand that athletics or what have you builds the school morale. If the school's winning, even if not, just like your son or daughter that's in the band, even if they're not playing for the team or what have you, but if the school's winning, everybody's excited. Everybody wants to be a part of going to North Forney or Forney, what have you, because we win. Just imagine how the school was a couple years ago when Forney and North Forney both advanced far in the playoffs, what have you.
We're going to do it again this year, by the way.
Oh, yes, we are. Put a whipping on my alma mater, North Forney.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Come on, Doc. He do us like that, man.
They got us last year.
But my point is, seriously, is that it goes hand in hand.
It does.
It goes hand in hand.
But it's a culture creator, you know.
Okay.
And when you've got success in your in your football team on a Friday night, or your your basketball team, and you can create that community around that. It's a community that sees a bar of high expectation, in my opinion, and like you said, it's an excitement. I mean, there's a will to want to be a part. You know, whether you're the fan coming to cheer them on, or whether you're out there as the quarterback on the football team, or the point guard on the basketball team. Everybody's got a role in that.
There you go.
When they can create that community, and athletics does a great job of doing that for successful school districts. They do. Yeah. They really do. In towns. I mean, you get a remember the Dallas Cowboys once they actually won a national champion or a world championship? You remember that? Way back when.
I remember my senior year in '95.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not gonna tell them myself, but I might have been downtown at the parade on the bus and didn't go to a few classes. But
once in a lifetime. That's right. Yeah.
I still so watch that like Coach Tony. But but no, I give.
But it is. Everybody wants to be a part of that. It does. It's a culture creator.
Okay.
There's no doubt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, guys, as you can tell, very, very excited. Once again, sitting here talking with Dr. Terry, who is the Superintendent of Forney ISD. Just talking a little about the impact that sports has on the student athlete. So, Doc, let me ask you this. Do you feel participating in sports help improve and develop student athletes' mental, emotional, and social well-being?
Oh, no doubt. The social emotional side of things, I think that people don't really understand some of the anxiety and stress that comes into being a student athlete, in my opinion, unless you've really experienced that. I was just thinking this weekend, I don't know if you kept up with, the UT quarterback. I just went blank.
Yeah. You talking about Archie Manning.
Archie Manning, and you watch that guy. And biggest game of the year to start off, number one. Ohio State, UT.
Ohio State, yeah.
And you got a new young quarterback that just took a new position, and the spotlight's on him. Talk about pressure.
Real pressure.
Talk about pressure.
And then you got to think about, you got to follow up, because you live in a legacy. Your dad is Eli Manning, your dad is Peyton, and your dad is
a layer of legacy.
Oh my God, right. Yes.
But you think about that, and then you realize, man, he's still probably a 20-year-old kid, and the weight of the world's on his shoulders.
Oh, it is.
He failed, and you think about the social and emotional side of what that guy's dealing with this week, and one of the things I was so impressed with is, even at a young age, he stood up and he took credit as a leader.
Accountability, he did.
And you saw that in the news. And, that speaks a lot. And his teammates saw it, and they'll follow him, probably because of that statement right there. Because he owned failure, and he'll give away success. And, those things you can't teach until you experience it. And you learn through some of that adversity from a social and a mental and emotional side of how to cope and deal with that. And when you're brought into a setting of emotions that are a roller coaster on a court or on a field or whatever it may be, the wins, the losses, man, there's not a better playing field to understand and learn from. And I just thought that was a great example.
Very good example. It was.
For the question this week, is it's a skill set that you can walk away with to be a successful person, and leader in life. So.
And that's something that's all about what we're about over there at FLA. With the kids, teaching them. Just got through doing a social skill lesson, Doc, the other day on your health pyramid, your 3 parts of your health, or whatever, because it's a pyramid or whatever. The 3 sides: you have your mental, emotional, your social, and your physical, what have you. And just kind of let the kids know that hey, if one of those things are not right, I told them, I said the analogy that you hear in your house sometimes, that boy off, or he must be off. I said, what they're saying is that one part of something in your health triangle is off. Either you might not be feeling good physically, but hey, maybe, that's going to affect other things, what have you, but everything affects each other. And for you to be healthy or well, all 3 of those things, need to be nurtured, need to be curtailed or what have you. And a lot of times, the kids don't realize that, but what you said is something that is very, very true with him. That young man had to weight the world on his hands. He could easily, went the other way.
Just collapsed.
Or he could just be very demonstrative and be like, hey, we get him next time, but he took ownership. Hey, this is on me, nobody else, hey, this is on me. So it just shows, like you said, how sports could have impact, on your social, mental, all the other things. Yes, sir. Well, let me ask this, Doc, how important, transition, how important is it to you and your staff to provide great support to the student athletes of Forney ISD? How important or priority is that for you and your staff?
Well, I think we believe in connecting kids in any way we can,
Gotcha.
and athletics and whether it's our fine arts programs or our CTE programs or our athletic programs, we have a passion for that idea of really keeping kids engaged. You look at it in a lot of ways. If they're engaged and they're not making bad decisions in other locations, we got them captured up here, right, doing good things for themselves and others. But at the same time, I think it goes back to a lot of what we've been talking about, and that's that idea that it's a motivator. If there's something I'm passionate about that I can connect to, if I engage in the school, my academics are going to go up, my attendance is going to go up, my behavior is going to be better. Because I want to perform to do that activity, to be a part of that activity.
There you go, Doc.
And many times I'm going to say this too, to perform for that coach. Because the coach is a key connector there.
We talked about that, yes.
Yeah, a key connector. Many of our coaches are the best teachers we got because they've got that relationship with kids. They understand the expectations. And so from Forney ISD, from our perspective,
yes, sir,
we invest a lot in that. And when other people are cutting budgets and things like that, we're doubling down because research will say that is one of the best things that we can do is provide hope, engagement, and well-being for our kids. And that'll actually bring the tide up in all areas. And so we invest in those things. It's one of the most important things we can do up here.
No, and I tell people that they really do in all areas. Like you said, I told my wife, we stay out Rockwall. My son goes to Rockwall High School, what have you. But I told her that, I would love to bring him here, if you want to. But of course, how kids are. He didn't go since kindergarten. So, I want to, Rockwall.
That's right.
Yeah, but to your point, no, it's just that how, like you say, how you guys prioritize not just certain things, but everything. Like you say, whether it be the CTE program, whether it be like say, I got to go ahead and give them some love over there, FLA the Goals program, where we invest the money in graduating them. Thank you and your staff and whoever made stuff. Thank you for our new building we got or what have. No, it's nice, man. Come from the trade. It's nice. That's what I'm gonna tell folks. They just didn't build us a new building. When I tell folks state of the art, elevator, bathrooms in each classroom is nice, but that's what they do. Out here in Forney. And it's just not. And then on the academic side, you go out to that stadium, state of the art stadium, man. Don't get no better than that. So he truly does what he's saying he does. I could definitely vouch for that.
Well, let me add one thing though. I gotta give credit where credit's due. Our community invests in the school district, and whether it's model programs or whether it's a Vader that gets a little extra for our teachers. So it's all about really building that community that really supports our kids and our teachers. So I wish I could take credit for it, but it's really all those parents and the board that led them there. And so they've done a great job in this.
They have. I appreciate y'all because I'll tell folks, this is my 4th year in Forney, and almost every year I've gotten a raise. I'm telling the truth, seriously, almost every year I'm getting another raise. I'm like, wow.
Great school board. Great community support.
Oh yeah. Well, guys, you can tell, hey, I'm having a great time. Hopefully, Dr. Terry is. But I'm here with Dr. Jusin Terry, who is the superintendent of Forney ISD, and we just as we say, we just communicating, chopping up like we hanging out, just talking sports and just picking each other's brain. Let me ask this. You kind of spoke of it, but Doc, what policies or procedures are in place to ensure and facilitate the continued support of student athletes within Forney ISD?
Well, we
want to maintain what you got going.
I was going to say, policies and procedures. We keep it as a vision and a mission to keep engaged kids. We do believe in that. We there's a lot of UIL regulations and things that obviously we follow that keeps our kids safe and healthy and active and with a high bar for academics and behavior. We take that bar that I think UIL does a great job of creating, and we replicate that even throughout non-UIL programs. So, into our FFA programs and many of our other co and extracurricular activities may not fall under that umbrella, but they need that structure. Our budget, we continue to prioritize financially because we have a great school board, again, who believes in the extra and co-curricular impact on our kids. And so that's always a priority of theirs whenever we can make that happen. And whether it's a facility or whether it's a great coach we can bring on board, or whether it's just putting a new weight room there for kids to go and work out and become better athletes.
Oh yeah. And I must say, answer the question just like you say, so people know that, like you say, this is just nothing that they're just doing right now, that this is something they plan on maintaining. And like you say, that this you guys' philosophy and belief, starting with you to the board and the community, really supports, because people don't know, man, me and my wife was driving the other day, Forney is growing, and continue growing. Right. And it's like, oh my God, pass by here, look up, they building houses and things of this sort. So, but they said something a lot about Forney, because just be honest, Doc, nobody is coming here if it wasn't a good place. You think about it, who wants to move somewhere that's not a good place? So that this says about going back to the community, that we got great people in the community.
That's what it's built on. We call it Forney family, right?
Oh yeah, Forney family. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I've got that. The Forney family, babe.
It's all about the people, and a lot of that. It's not a policy or procedure, but our athletic program and Neil Weaver and our athletic director, they believe in really partnering with community. So they've got pastor groups that come in and they do character education programs specifically for our athletes. We've got a lead program where we actually do, and I don't know if this is occurring anywhere across the state that I know of, where they're literally training student leaders to lead other students, and they call it LEAD, L-E-A-D, and they do some training with those kids, and it's an application process to get into. So not necessarily a policy, but a great organization that is really working on a well-rounded athlete, and they do a great job.
Okay. So the parents who may possibly, think about moving to Forney or what have you, because we always recruiting. I'm recruiting. We always
I'm not allowed to recruit. I hope this recruits, but I'll be happy to tell the great things of Forney ISD.
Hey, but
we are sending. I think we had the number one running back in the nation. I think he's going up there to Notre Dame, I believe, and maybe one of the best quarterbacks.
I'm about to say the quarterback y'all got.
I think he's going to Tennessee.
Already committed.
Maybe a Wake Forest receiver. Maybe an A&M guy.
There you go. But what I want to say is that parents, as you can tell, that if you come to Forney, what have you, it's just not. I'm going to say, because I'm part of the family, we just don't care about just the academic part. You can tell we say that we pour into the kid the whole totality of the kid, meaning that, like you say, teach them how to be good leaders, the mental part aspect, breaking in, like say, passion, even the spiritual part, with them, what have you, where they have, some type of, like say, belief or what have you. So, and I'm going to tease, Doc, it's because, as a former coach, the words you never use in high school is recruit. So I'm not going to say, I'm going to say promote Forney ISD.
I'm going to say it's a great place to be, and we got a lot of houses here. All right? So look, it's a growing community. But I will say that we got some of the best coaches, in my opinion, in the state of Texas. I mean, they are good.
Hey,
really good.
Especially on the basketball side. Hey, shout out to my guy, Coach Brad, Coach Holloway over there in Forney. That's my guy. He's been with Forney. Oh my God, he's been coaching about 20 years. Every time I go to y'all tournament, come to your tournament, Doc, I always tell him, I say, hey man, they gonna name the court after you. He said, oh no, I ain't won enough games. Start laughing. and then the coach Patton over there in North Forney, great guy. Both of them great guys. Like I said, always, big supporters of tailor-made hoops. Matter of fact, Coach Patton, me along with Coach Mayo's son, Jason Mayo, we used to work out kids over in North Forney, what have you. So he real big supportive or whatever. And when I was having a tournament this summer or what have you, I reached out to him, what have you. There was no problem. Oh yeah, let me get with you. Only just a day somebody had already reserved the facility, but he was like, oh yeah, Coach, come on in. Just real good people, man. Real personable, down to earth people, just like yourself, Doc. I tell people the story that people always say, listen, hey, They say, man, how you doing, Doc? I say, just natural, organic thing. I say, just one of the things where I guess me and Doc just kind of took a light to each other. And every time I see him, we speak with him, whether it be a convocation or.
That's right.
I tell folks, I remember how you actually introduced yourself to me. You probably remember this when we were over in the church, and you and Christian used to hang out at the McDonald's. At the McDonald's for lunch sometime.
I can't ever admit to eating McDonald's. I don't know what you're talking about. But
Yeah, well, someplace.
Maybe I had it for lunch again today. Yeah. No, I do. It's my guilty pleasure, man. Something about the double cheeseburger. Right?
But like I said, I don't know. But you happened to be there, and I was sitting there, and I had my FLA shirt on, and I remember it was like yesterday, and you walked past me, you just stopped, you say, hey, you said, you work at FLA or whatever? I'm like, yes, sir. And you said, thank you. I appreciate you. You said something, thank you, whatever. And you just started, you said, yeah, that's a rough place to work. He said, I appreciate you, whatever. And so ever since then, I think, every time we see each other, kind of, remember each other, man.
That's
so,
right. That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's bonding over a cheeseburger, right? Doesn't get any better than that.
In the coke, can't you?
Maybe a nugget.
Well, Doc, let me ask this, because I know you got things to do, Doc.
Sure.
Dr. Terry, share a few of your proudest accomplishments as Superintendent of Forney ISD thus far.
That's a tough one. I apologize. I just don't look at them as just major accomplishments. I mean, I think we've done some great things here. Forney's one of those districts, even before I got here 12 years ago, it's always been and embraced innovation and creativity and this connectedness to community and family, and that's just something that's been foundational here. Okay. So I hate to say that I played any part in to just being a part of it and kind of extending that. We had, like you said, I mean, we had some great bond campaigns and things, but that's really our community supporting this district. Okay. We built something that's the Opportunity Central is a really one of a kind, like you said, first of its kind in the nation facility, and it allows our kids to create experiences there and do things that no other kids are allowed to do in education in the nation. And we got a lot of people coming to look at that. We've had a lot of media coverage around it, so that's a great accomplishment. But we've won some awards here and there, but I really think it boils down to it's just probably the biggest accomplishment I would say is that that I really do think we have a family feel here.
We do.
There's something about Forney that's just it's special.
It is, Tom.
And it's about the people, and I can't describe it until you're actually here. And sometimes people think, I'm going to leave and because the grass is greener, because education is tough. I mean, it is. It takes a lot. But they come back and they say,
you get that phone call.
It's just not the same. And so, but it really is about the people and the relationships and the emphasis we put on that with each other. And we call it a family because whether it's taking care of a kid or you and I take care of each other, or community need, it's just that support mechanism. And so to say that I'm proud of something, that's probably the thing I'm most proud of is just the ability the culture and the community that we've built here of relationships and innovation is just something that you don't find everywhere.
You don't. And I was telling Secretary Miss Lynette that that's one of the reasons why, Doc, I haven't left, because the funniest thing is when Mr. Garcia and I interviewed Mr. Garcia and Miss Hooks. When I interviewed or what have you, I remember when I first started, obviously, Ms. Garcia, coach background, what have you. So he knew, when he looked at my resume, he said, coach, he's like, Taylor, I don't know how long I'll be able to keep you, Taylor. I don't know how long I'll be able to keep you. So I'm like, Ms. Garcia, because he wanted for sure that I was, and I would say, I'm not fully retired, right opportunity, Doc, I will, seriously, I will, but, it had to be the right opportunity. But he told me, he said, Taylor, I know you want to go. You really want to coach. You go get back coach. So, and the funniest thing is, like, it's every year, like clockwork. It's a school, that calls me, reach out to me. Hey, coach, you want me, boom. And something that says the family part where Mr. Garcia wants you to grow, don't want you to hold back. And I think you're the same way. Where he'll tell me, he'll tell me, hey, but listen, Taylor, he said, I don't want you to go. He said, but listen, he said, going into these interviews, he'll tell me what to look for. He said, hey, if they're not talking about paying you $15,000 to $25,000 more dollars, then hey, you need to tell them. They say because you at least need to see it on the check. He said, you think about $25,000? No, you know, Mr. Garcia, like he's a real person. He said, you think about $2,000. Taylor, you know, he's an old math teacher. So he said, $2,000. He said, you know, after tax, you might get $1,000. He said, but you at least got to see it on the check. I said, okay, Mr. Garcia. I said, what else? He said, and he said, if you go in and they on an 8-period schedule and you know, and you come in and they want you to be the head basketball coach or whatever, you don't need all those classes. If they're trying to make you teach 5, 6 classes or whatever, he said, he tell them thanks for no thanks, Taylor, whatever like that. He said, then, you know, you got to just think about, when you go to new situations, you think the grass is green on the other side, you don't have relationships with those people. So,
right.
So you don't know, you come in, if you're that person's guy, they want to hire somebody else, and you never know sometimes. It's a human element, right. Just to be honest, Doc.
It is.
Where they're like, I've been on hire you, so I made unfortunately, you coached before, you know how I coach. So, but it's just funny that he always, going back what you say, where it's that support that you have. Mm-hmm. The reason why it's hard for me to leave because I generally know that everybody in that building, especially on the administration side, generally cares about me,
That's
my
right.
well-being, not just whether or not because I'm coming in performing duty, Doc. I know that Miss Garcia, Dr. Leach, Miss Hooper, the whole staff, even, Mr. Sean, over there in spot. I know they generally, generally care for me because, like I said, me and Miss Garcia, we talk about, my son and football and stuff like that. And, just be honest, Doc, it's just a great place, man.
It's a good place.
It is,
all about
man.
People, man.
Man, I mean, relationships. And I'm big on that. I'm all about relationships and communication, man. And, man, it's hard. It's gonna be. I'm telling everybody, it's gonna be hard. If you try to get me to come out of coaching, it's gonna be hard.
That's right.
I promise you. Well, Doc, we almost down to the last couple questions, Doc. I'm gonna let you get home, man. So let me ask this. So, what do you want your legacy to be, Dr. Terry? How do you want to be remembered?
Oh man, I don't. Again, I don't think about a legacy a lot. I know
you don't. You work. You got your head down working.
I think in leadership, it's one of those things where the best legacy you could leave is that it continues.
Okay.
That what your team has done, what the community has built, even that it's beyond a person, that it's sustainable.
Okay.
And so the legacy to me would be that what you create and what you have a vision for as a school board and a community and a school district, that continues beyond a person.
Okay.
And I think that's a mark of leadership that I've always kind of strived to be able to build. So hopefully you're growing people within your organization. In other words, they don't even know you're gone. And that's a good thing. You're building your replacements.
You can run yourself.
That's right. Yeah. So leadership development, I think, is an imperative point and aspect of a good, sustainable organization. Somebody once told me the number one role of the leader is developing other leaders.
Okay.
And whether that's within your organization or allowing them to grow and spread their wings because there wasn't an opportunity here. So that's what we hope to do. So,
y'all do a good job of that too.
Yeah.
You do, because over there tell us that's stating, hey, we're not trying to hold you back. We want to try to grow
right.
you, man. Seriously,
it's about making you better. It's about making the kids better. It's about letting you reach your dreams and your goals.
It's trickling down, man. That's a good thing. But somebody else told me that too. That's the mark. That's the mark of the legacy that you want to leave. Is that, like you say, that when you leave, whatever you establish, like you say, if it's obviously you in the community, school boards done some great things. So when you leave, we talked about it before when I was asking you about as far as about policies, procedures, or whatever. What do you have in place that's going to be consistent or whatever? So what you say is true. When you leave, it may be 2 or 3 years. Hopefully, like you say, Doc, before people even know. Dr. Terry Cole, you ain't superintendent no more. you give up.
It'd be nice, But no, you when you do leave, you want other people to be able to take their vision and move it forward. But if it's truly the vision of the district as a whole, that continues. And our job's not to create it all. Our job is to implement it and put it in place and hire some great leaders to continue that.
Okay, got you. All right. Well, let me see here, Doc. I think, we down to the last question. So, everybody, we're down to the last question, what have you, with Dr. Terry. Let me ask this, Doc. You dropped a lot of gems, and one of the reasons why I do this show, and I even, like you say, interview administrators, what have you, it's just a teacher in me. It's all about sharing knowledge with folks, educating people. Even like you said, this is what I do. I try to educate the parents, the student athletes, the recruitment process, things that so that's why I bring, former athletes on, current players on, so they kind of, tell the story. So with that being said, I know you have a lot of knowledge. So, Doc, do you have any advice for anyone interested in pursuing a career in education and coaching?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this is probably the best advice I can give, whether it's somebody trying to get into a career in coaching or a career in any field, or really trying to get recruited to the next level. You're always on an interview, and if if you don't know that, people are always watching, and whether it's the way that you're dressed, whether it's the way that you speak, whether it is the way that you carry yourself, whether it's when nobody's watching, if you're picking up the trash in the hallway, or whether it's what you're posting on social media, or whether it is the grades that you are putting by the effort or getting by the effort that you're giving. You're always on an interview, and people are always watching, and you leave your mark with many of those behaviors and those actions. And so I just encourage everybody to remember that. Whether you're in a job right now and looking to get promoted, people are always watching, and they're always looking for grade. And they're always, most of the time, grade comes with just some foundational, basic, good people skills that are about things like we've talked about on this show: work ethic, and doing what's right, and taking care of others. You don't teach those. You can teach people how to do X's and O's when they get into coaching. You can teach them how to make a better cut or whatever it is. But some of those things you can't teach. They have to decide on their own whether that's the action, the behavior, and the foundation they want to be a part of. So and building themselves.
Oh yeah. And Doc, we very just transparent on this show, what have you. Like you say, that's why never make any mistakes on this show here. But I'm gonna tease everybody. My wife, she's a tech person. She'll go back edit it for us. No, we didn't say anything wrong, anything like that. I just want to tease you. I want to show everybody that I was so excited with Doc that I try to be big time or what have you. And I just raised back. I forgot to put our mics on, but they,
hopefully that thing's close enough.
It's picking up. Yeah, it's close enough. So you never know how things work. There, and as we're doing, I started to stop. Say, hey, Doc, forgot to put our mics on. But then that means I would have to get up and go over there and had to put this little thing in the camera. So I said, we just go roll with it.
It's all good. Doc.
It's all good, Doc. I'm just glad that. Everything is good as far as, like you say, I've got a nice background layout, and I think, like you say, the interview was top notch. I think it was top notch, or what have you. So before we go, Doc, I always do two things. The first thing, go ahead and let everybody know anything additionally that you want them to know, maybe about Forney ISD, some of the up and coming things that may be going on within Forney ISD, any big plans or anything that the parents or people may want to know about, Doc?
Sure. We are fast growth, so there's always something new happening, right?
See, there you go.
And we've got a new elementary school. We've opened probably 13 in the last 5 years, I guess, new schools and something like that. And we got a new one opening in 2026, elementary 12. And then we got a pretty exciting project, especially when it comes to really some lifetime athletics and fitness, with an expansion project over at the OC. It's kind of, I don't know what we're going to end up calling it, but if you don't think of it's OC Play. So we're expanding out our aquatic center. It's been so popular. So we're adding on, a 50-meter pool over there for the kids and some of our club teams and our community. To expand some of those engagement opportunities, we're adding a gymnastics program as part of that facility, which is pretty exciting. We've got some younger academies that are growing from the 5th grade up. In swim already, we'll add that into gymnastics. And then we're building, one sport we don't have just a top-notch practice and game facility for, and that's golf, if you can believe it. And so, we're gonna have. They're gonna have a place to practice.
Okay.
And it's a nice driving range. And our community will be able to participate in that as well. And so, even what we believe is the future of golf, which is people are getting lazy, if you didn't know. So, virtual golf is a part of that. So they go out there and play. And so, there's some other things that will be rolled out soon on top of that for our staff, and even one more pretty cool activity for our kids. So that's a pretty cool project that will open in phases from 2020 this spring. Hopefully, phase 1, phase 2 will open next fall with the pool, and then the building itself and gymnastics will open in fall of 27. So. Man, thanks for asking. So our facilities are top notch, and again, we appreciate our community for their support of our school district.
Well, let me ask you, Doc. Now, was I misinformed about as far as the schools? I've heard through the grapevine, but I got the man right here. So, I heard that Forney ISD may possibly, in the very near immediate future, may be opening 2 new high schools? Is that something? Or I've been misinformed?
That I don't know.
Okay. Well, that's what's up.
So,
as a matter of fact, with somebody within the community that stays informed, so I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Fast
as we grow, who knows? But that has not been approved by the board this time. But So there is some future high school seating and things in the current bond that we have authority over. So it's a lot of that has to do with when we need those facilities and our growth. We just added 2 9th grade centers in the OC, so that gave us some room to grow a little bit with the schools that we have, if that makes sense. So,
it makes a lot of sense.
But you never know in the future.
Okay. No, I want to ask you this before we go, Doc. I know me and my wife talks about this. So as much as you can tell me. So as far as Forney, do you guys, you and your staff community, do you want to kind of keep it, like you say, maybe that's why I did math, because you want to keep it maybe just the 2 high schools? You don't want to, like, say, for instance, in other places where they got 7, 8, high schools or what have you. So do y'all want to kind of keep it, similar to other places where you only have maybe 1 high school, maybe 2 high schools, to kind of keep the family feel, or y'all looking at maybe, which is nothing wrong with that, whichever way you go, or you're looking at maybe, have maybe the next 10, because Forney's been the next 10, 15 years, we'll have 5 high schools here in Forney, or what is you guys thinking on that?
Sure. Well, a lot of that is dependent upon, obviously, growth and where we end up growing, but we're probably going to hit about 20,000 kids this year, and, there's a lot of land still to develop.
It is.
So how many high schools and what that looks like, a lot of it would be dependent on growth in the future. Also, vision of the board and the community on that. And like I said, in the current authority that we have from a bond perspective, there's additional high school facility. And so the board will, once it's time to do that, they'll make that determination as to what that looks like. But high school's starting to look a lot different. And I don't know if you know this, but we also opened another high school, and it's called our Virtual Academy.
Yes, I know about that. Yes,
and those are becoming very popular. And so, what a high school cheer looks like in the future, I think, obviously engaging opportunities like athletics and like band and like our arts programs and career programs. Kids want to be engaged and involved in, but some of them are choosing different environments for how they get some of their other educational setting. And so I think high school, number one, probably look a little different in the future, and it already started.
I agree. It's going that way, especially, Doc, with athletics, where nowadays you have a lot of the. Well, one thing I'm gonna get on our guys, our folks, whoever's in charge of this. One of the things that's hurt a lot of our athletes, just keeping on the sports side, Doc, is that we don't have NIL in high school. So a lot of the kids are leaving. Our top athletes, leaving, going to different places, whether it be Oklahoma, California, different places like that. And I'm saying to say this is that what you just said is that because now learning even for non-athletes is looking a bit different. Where now a lot of kids which is nothing wrong with that. Hey, I just want to take my class virtual, whatever, online, what have you. I don't want to do in person, what have you. Especially I understand as far as with the athletes, what have you, especially on the basketball side, where hey, I go take my classes or what have you. Then if I'm in one of these prep schools, whatever, then you were a coach then the rest of the day, you just strictly basketball or what have you. So, and I think it's heading that way, a little way, and I'm glad that you and your staff and the board are intuitive enough to understand that hey, you know what, that there's nothing wrong with the combination of the two. There's nothing wrong with the traditional class or going to school because, like you say, that's where you go. How we did have fun, go to pep rallies, all that, whatever. Walk a girlfriend to class, all these different types of stuff. Whereas, the virtual, you might be missing out on that, but everybody's a little bit different because the world's changing or what have you. So, and I'm glad you guys recognize that because at the end of the day, it's like, hey, we just want to get these babies educated. We just want to get them the knowledge, the skills they need, and how they're getting it. People don't understand, some of the older folks that don't want to change, they don't understand the fact that, hey, nothing stays the same. I tell my son this all the time. I say, hey, man, you got to be adaptive and willing to be changed and versatile. That's one thing I pride myself on, being adjusted to different surroundings and situations, because I say, hey, the thing I always tell him, I say, hey, even a rock doesn't stay the same. Mm-hmm. He said, what? I say, and I told him, and we did this one, I say, find a rock, put that rock there, we're going to leave her outside. I said, we're going to come back a few months later, and I said, I bet you that rock doesn't look the same. And he came back, he said, rockets look a little different, the color's not the same. I said, so nothing stays the same, so you got to be willing, to adapt and change.
That's right.
You got to, man. Or look how you look left behind.
That's the one constant, is that we're always changing.
Always changing.
Yeah, and no, you're right. I mean, flexibility, and it's really about meeting the needs of our families.
That's what it's about.
And, those look different. I mean, whether
every household is different,
yeah. What we hope to do is provide engaging opportunities to keep them connected in our communities. We really do believe in that, but I believe the flexibility is something I think people are seeking. And some people want a traditional approach, but we're going to have to offer different opportunities and choices within that. So
you're right about that. You're right about that. Well, Doc, I'll go ahead and put you on the spot. I don't know if you ever watched my show, but I'm go ahead and ask this. Who had the great pleasure of interviewing today? Who you rocking with, man?
Say that again.
I said, who had the great pleasure of interviewing today?
What's my man in, man?
Yes, sir. I got to get on the spot. Hey, the world, I got Dr. Terry say he rocked with tailor-made hoops, man. Right. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Doc. Hey, seriously, guys. Hey, make sure, guys, you continue to support me. Continue to support everything that we're doing here in Forney ISD. Seriously, we're doing a lot of great things, and I don't want to promote Forney too much where somebody comes and I won't have a job.
We're always hiring. Don't worry.
He said, always hiring. Hey, what Doctor says is that, hey, you got to be flexible. Hey, I may get moved to different positions, but what he says is, hey, he got a position. He found something for me to do. Well, Doc, I appreciate your time. And once again, hey, I had the great pleasure of interviewing Dr. Jusin Terry, Superintendent of Forney ISD. And like always, tailor-made hoops. We out.
That's good. Thanks, guys.